God of War Ascension review, my fair review. More than 10 years passed since Ascension came out, the last true God of War game, old school God of War. You know, before new Harry Potter version of God of War, there was an entire God of War franchise. Franchise full to the brim with darkness, violence, nudity and gore. If you ask me right now, by far the best franchise in PlayStation history. Better than Metal Gear, better than Crash, better than Resistance or Spider-Man, etc. Ascension is the last old school brawler from Santa Monica Studio. Let's rate it properly as it deserves. First section is the story. Prequel to all God of War games. Kratos is in a big problem as he tries to escape Furies and breaks his blood oath to Ares. How's the writing, narration, acting? Almost perfect, I say. The only Hollywood-like parts were the Furies and the way how they speak to Kratos, like some comic book villains. Aside from that, everything else was really epic. The scale of the game, the atmosphere, action cutscenes, acting, everything was top-notch. It looks great even in 2024, a worthy prequel to the entire franchise. 9 out of 10 for the story. Next section would be game bugs and optimization. Let's say it's almost bug-free with zero crashes and glitches, but performance is a bit of a problem as well as low native resolution, so if you play on a big screen you will have problems. The game is fine on a smaller screens though, and it looks great. Loading times are quite fast, controls are very responsive as well. 9 out of 10 for game bugs and optimization. Next section would be game time. It took me 13 hours to beat the game on the hard difficulty. The lower the difficulty, the shorter the game is. It's not a big game, but it's one of the bigger games in the old school God of War franchise. It offers solid replay value at least. Speedrun value is very low cause game is full to the brim with unskippable cinematics. Price? Well, it's free on PlayStation Plus and you can also emulate the game on a PC. Your choice how you wanna play it. 8 out of 10 for the game time. Next section is game difficulty. Yes, it's there. That's all I can say about it. Rough puzzles, logical, but it takes a lot of thinking to advance and find solutions, tough platforming, timed cutscenes, solid backtracking, well-hidden secrets, brutal and punishing combat. This is the hardest old school God of War game out of all of them, and there's 6. This game keeps you immersed from start to finish. The last example of old school gaming where you need to put in some work to finish the game. Elevator fight in Archimedes Tower is one of the hardest fights in a gaming history, by the way. It was agonizing. 10 out of 10 for the game difficulty. Next section is maps and graphics. 30 chapters in total and map variety is absolutely huge. Do I have to say how this game looks simply amazing with its fixed camera angles even in 2024, because it does, it really does. They also have to say how graphics hold on even today. They do. All you need is some higher resolution mod and you're good to go. Maps are perplexed, grandiose, with tons of mini details on top of it all. UI is simplistic and phenomenal, as in all other God of War games, responsive, and it even disappears during platforming parts, so you have a clear screen. One of the very few old games that I'll give pure 10 out of 10 in 2024. Next section is gameplay. Well, God of War Ascension is best described as a puzzle platforming brawler adventure. Brawling and combat with gory executions is the primary part of the game, of course, and in the meantime, outside of combat, you'll get the opportunity to loot, resolve puzzles, and discover a bunch of secrets. Everything is brilliant: secrets, puzzles, platforming parts, immersive cinematics, and of course, epic fights with huge monstrosities and bosses. Every single fight matters in this game. For every fight, you'll need a different approach. Some enemies require heavy attacks, some require light attacks, some require proper parries, some you can take out by pushing them off cliffs, and some, well, you just need to use a full combo of all abilities to brutalize them. The bottom line is, gameplay is fun, very challenging in every single aspect there is. 10 out of 10 for the gameplay. Leveling and itemization. Classic God of War stuff. You got green chest for health, red chest for experience, blue chest for mana, and white chest to upgrade maximum health and magic, or better to say, Gorgon eyes and phoenix feathers. That's about it. Along the way you will discover some artifacts if you decide to replay the game with them. As far as itemization goes, Kratos will find solid amount of weapons along the way to expand his combos, like two-handed maces, spears, etc. Of course, his main blades of chaos are the only two things you'll need in 99% of time. You can upgrade blades of chaos with red orbs to increase damage and add new combos for combat. You can also use red orbs to upgrade magic attacks or so-called ultis. Blades can change attack type and ulti type, fire, ice, electricity and death, by all the Greek gods. And on top of it all, the last part would be 3 charms you'll get where you can slow time, duplicate yourself and remove illusions. All of these upgrades are extremely important for encounters, especially against bosses. This is the deepest and richest leveling and itemization system in an old school God of War games. The game will keep you busy from start to finish. You'll always aim for the next chest and the next new upgrade. 8 out of 10 for leveling and itemization. Next section would be NPCs and enemies. Crazy good enemy variety in such a short game. Enemies are divided in 3 forms: small ones, big ones and huge ones. You will fight everything from Greek mythology here, from Medusas to Manticores. As far as boss fights go, they're straight epic, humongous, multi-phased and sometimes even multi-chapter sagas. Final boss was a bit of disappointment, but hey, nothing is perfect in this life, yeah. AI is brutal, I gotta put some praise on AI here. Enemies are going for your head 24/7. There are no pauses. If you hit one, 3 of them around will not wait for you to finish the one, they will attack you relentlessly. As far as NPCs go, what else do you need but crazy Kratos? There's nothing to speak about, one of the best main protagonists in video gaming history. 9 out of 10 for NPCs and enemies. The last section is music and sound. Amazing, and when I say amazing, I mean amazing music. Sound effects are top notch and voice acting is more than good. 10 out of 10 for music and sound. Final verdict. We got 9 sections with 83 points, and that would be 9.2 out of 10 for God of War Ascension in 2024. Easily, this game was a close 10 out of 10 11 years ago when it came out. Now I know media did not like the game, well I get it, it was a man's game. Even a simple achievement was called bros before hoes, before devs changed it to bros before foes, cause hey, media complained. They did not like the sheer brutality, bunch of healthy nudity and brutal combat and challenge the game offered. I doubt that a single one of the media pros finished this on a hard difficulty, cause this is indeed one of the hardest games as far as brawlers go. To put it short, Ascension is a true masterpiece, game for the actual gamers, game for normal people that want to play as a man, game that makes you believe that the main protagonist is pretty much capable of doing all of those things he does the best, brutalizing enemies. Out of all old school God of War games, Ascension is the one with the best gameplay, or should I say, with the best combat. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.